Hello, Suela here. Today I'm going to show you how to work with watercolors. And for today's lesson, I have chosen a painting which is called Yellow Flowers. The way I do it, I usually start with sketching it first, so I sketch it with pencil, or sometimes I use marker, so whatever works for you. And then after sketching it, then we are going to put colors. So let's start. I'm going to start by making 3 circles. So there are 3 flowers. So one here, and one here. And then I'm going to split this in half. So 4 lines, looks like a cross. And then go down to make the stamps. And then we can do leaves, if you like so. And then I am going to make the petals. So just going around. Let's make the petals 4 petals. So follow the lines. And then I'm going to go in between the 2 and I'm going to make a small petal. So in all 3 of them. Don't worry, you don't have to be perfect. And also, if you'd like, you can just make a circle here for the center of the flowers, and that's fine. Now, Sharpie, it's okay, it's good, because it usually saves the lines. You still see it after you put the color, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. So we're going to start with color now. Start with color. So the third step is we're going to wet the paper with water. So you are going to go with water all around the flowers, actually. So just leave the flowers for last. Just go around them. I usually like to start from the top of the painting and then go down to the bottom. So as you see, I'm just going all around. I'm not touching the flowers. Just go all the way around with water. And then I'm going to mix blue and yellow. So some blue and yellow. I love these watercolors. These are very, very nice to work with. They spread really well. I'm using liquid watercolors, and that's how they look like. So they look like this. I love the pigment, which is very nice and bright. I did put some red in there, but that's fine. I'm going to put some green on top of it. So I am mixing yellow and blue, and I'm going to go all around the flowers. Now the color spreads really well when the paper is wet, and the colors flow, mix up very well this way. So this technique is called wet on wet technique, where my brush is wet with paint and the paper is also wet at the same time. So this allows for the colors to flow and blend very well with each other. Okay, and then I am going to go on the bottom now. So as you see, the flowers are still white. I'm not touching them. Even if you see the lines, that's fine. It's okay. Even if you see the circles that we made at the beginning, if you still want to leave them, that's perfectly fine. So I'm going down with water. And you can wet all this part actually. So I am going to put a lot of water here. Now I usually use a thick brush for the big surfaces. So you can go this way, like left and right, or you can go up and down. So whatever it's easier for you to work with. Either way, it's fine. And then I am mixing again blue and yellow, and I'm going to go around here. I'm still saving the petals, not touching them yet at the moment. So as you see, the colors started to blend already with each other. You don't have to put too much pressure when you work with watercolors, because the purpose of watercolors is to flow. So the more gentle you be with them, the better they will flow. You don't have to put too much pressure when you work with watercolors. Now for the stems here, I'm going to use some dark color. We are probably going to use some black as well. I can do them right now because I usually like to use these big flat brushes. I'm going to do the stems with this, or if you prefer the small one, you can use the small brush for details. So either one is fine, either the flat one, use it on the side, or you can use the small one for details. So I am going to work with the bottom of the work, so leaves and stems at this moment. So just follow the lines. If you want to create other lines, that's fine too. Just be creative with those. And then I am going to move with the flowers. So for the flowers, actually, I'm going to use the little tiny brush because I'm not going to put too much color in there. So I'm going to start with a bit of water, and then I'm going to get some yellow. And then when you put the color, just still leave some white spaces in there. So do not cover everything. So right now I'm putting just one color, just yellow. I'm going to come back to that and I'm going to mix it with another color. We're going to put some red as well. It's going to look like an orangey color. But for now, I'm just going to put only one color because I love to have some yellow on the background, like on the bottom of the work. So in some parts, I simply want to have yellow without being mixed with another color. And then I'm going to mix yellow and red and a bit of water, and then just spread the color, so just go around. So the petals are not all the same, so I'm just going to touch with the paint here and there, but they will not be all the same. Because when you look at the flowers, they're usually not the same, like they don't always look alike. So just play with it, mix the colors and see where you can go. It's all about having fun and being creative. You don't have to judge yourself and say, oh, I didn't do this right, it doesn't look good. You don't have to worry about all that. You don't have to put too much thinking into it. So right now I'm mixing yellow and red, and you can see this orangey color when I mix them. And I still have the yellow in the bottom, which actually makes it brighter. So I'm not covering all the yellow. As you see, I'm just going here and there. And I'm trying not to repeat the same thing in all the petals. So mixing still yellow and red. And we're almost done here. And then always have paper with you. I usually like to keep paper to wipe off my brush. If you need to change the color, just rinse the brush in water. You don't need too much water in there. And then I am going to use red this time. So just simply red. Because I still have orange and yellow in the bottom. This is just going to define the petals. It's just going to pop it up a little bit more. So as you see, I'm trying not to repeat the same thing over and over again. If you want to put color, by all means, you can just make it all red. If you feel it that way, that you want more color, you can do it all red. Okay, we're all different. They don't have, the painting does not have to be like mine, exactly like mine. So that's the beauty of creativity. You guys can put your own touch in there. And I'm always open to that. Do not be restricted by what somebody does. You can always put your own touch and your own feelings into every piece of work that you do. So I'm just putting red in all of them, and I'm still leaving the color that I had in the bottom. So I'm still leaving my oranges and my yellows that I had before. This is very easy. It doesn't have too much work. You don't have to put too much into it. So as you see, I've still left some white spaces, and I love those white spaces. It just puts light into the work. I'm going to go down in the bottom here a little bit, and I'm going to mix. So I did this with black before, but I'm going to mix a bit of red and black this time. And it's going to become like a dark purple color. So red and blue. The paper is still wet, so it's spreading pretty well actually. If you want to put more details, you can certainly do that. And then in the center here, we can just put some details. I am still going to use the same colors, like dark purple, so red and blue for the center. But if you like black, you can use black. So I'm just adding some details right now. And it seems like it's going there, almost done. It doesn't take too much work, it's easy, it's fun. Just play with colors. That's all, have fun with it. And if you want to put more color in the center, you can do that. I still have the marker that I had before. So if you want to put more color in there, yes, you can. I think it looks much better with the color in there. And there you go, guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Send me any messages or any suggestions that you might have. I'll be more than happy to do other tutorials and teach you how to work with watercolors. See you soon.